We'll go ahead and get started here. We'd like to welcome Patrick Cantlay to the interview room here at the 2023 Travelers Championship. Patrick, you're making your 9th start. You have about 5 consecutive top 15 finishes here, including your 2011 debut that featured a 60. Just talk about what it's like to be back at a place that has some positive memories.
Yeah, it's always nice to come back here. I think it's the event I've played the most on tour. And so it's a golf course I really like and a place I like, so it should be a good week.
Awesome. And you're also coming off of a top 15 finish last week at the U.S. Open, and you just came from playing the course. Just kind of opening comments on the state of your game right now.
Yeah, game feels good. It's important to drive the ball in the fairway here this week. If you do, you have a lot of wedges, and so you'll have a lot of opportunities to make birdies. And, usually with the scores around here, you need to make a bunch of birdies to have a chance.
Awesome. With that, we'll open up to questions. You can just raise your hand and we'll get a microphone over to you. Right down here in front, Patrick with the Associated Press.
Hi, Patrick. This tournament has become known for giving golfers their first shot. A lot of golfers, I think 17, have won their first tour event here. There's talk of making these designated elevated events in which it's just the top golfers in the world, no cut events. Do you feel that this tournament might lose something if that happens? What do you think the effect will be on younger golfers and players trying to make their mark in this tour?
Yeah, good question. I think potentially it could lose something, but I think it gains something too. I think there's real power to having all the stars play an event and have them here for all 4 days, which I've said before. And I don't think there'll be any difference on tour. If you're good enough to shoot the scores, you're going to find your way out here sooner rather than later.
We'll go to Joe in the second row over here.
Hi, Patrick. How do you expect tonight's meeting to go? How contentious it is going to be? And do you think you're going to get some more answers than you did 2 weeks ago?
I'm not sure. I don't know if there's any new information out there. I'd be more than happy to hear more about it, but I haven't heard one way or the other if we're going to hear anything different than we've heard the last couple of weeks on it. What
do you hope comes out of it, you personally?
I think like most everybody, just waiting to learn more. We've only really heard the preliminary, what we saw in that press release the first week. And since then, we haven't heard any more news, and I imagine there'll be plenty more to learn as we go forward. But, right now I think everyone's just looking to learn more about this deal before they can, make a determination.
How has your relationship grown with Joe LaCava? It's been only about a month or two. I mean, he's a Connecticut native. Just the thoughts about him being here and how your partnership has grown.
Yeah, Joe lives not far away from here. He's a Connecticut guy, and so I'm sure it's nice for him to have a home game. And yeah, he's been great. He's a pro, and he's done this for a number of years for some great players. And so it's really nice to be out there with him. He's funny too, so it's been a good hang.
We'll go to Alex next in the front row over on the left.
Hey, Patrick. You mentioned obviously this is a place for great scoring. I wonder, when you go to a U.S. Open versus a place like this, how different is your mentality entering the week, and how does that affect your preparation that week?
Yeah, to be honest, this golf course I think demands accuracy off the tee similar to a U.S. Open. It's obviously a lot easier coming into the greens. It's one of the shorter golf courses we play, so you have a lot of scoring opportunities, a lot of wedges. And so that'll be much different than last week, where it felt like there were a ton of par fours over 500 yards. We were hitting a lot of 4, 5, and 6 irons into the greens. So that'll be the biggest difference. But it's a golf course I really like, and if you drive the ball in the fairway, you can get on a roll here and make a bunch of birdies in a row.
You say it's a golf course you really like. Obviously, you shot a 60 here. That's been 12 years. What do you say to someone who says, how did you shoot your best score ever when you were still in college?
Yeah, I think, golf's a funny game like that. I remember that day I just got in a rhythm and felt like, every putt was going to go in, and pretty much they all did.
We'll go to Nick next, over on the left.
Patrick, are you guys so used to the week in, week out motions of playing golf on tour, or does it take a little longer to answer the bell the week after a major?
I think I'm pretty used to it. I don't think there's much difference after a major or not. I think sometimes after being in contention, a week can feel longer, and sometimes it's tough to get up for the week after. But no, I think we do it quite often, so it's not that big a deal.
Any other questions for Patrick? Go ahead, Matt.
Patrick, obviously very stoic and locked in most of the time on the course, but a week at home last week. Just wanted to get your thoughts and if you had a chance to soak up the atmosphere and enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, I went to college for 2 years at UCLA, and so I had played LA Country Club, a bunch of times, dozens of times, and so it was nice to be back there and see how they set it up for the U.S. Open, and so it was really great. Had a bunch of hometown support and had my family out there, so it was nice.
Anything else for Patrick? Nick?
If you're in the mix on Sunday, will they be rooting more for you or the guy in the bag?
I'm not sure. We're a team, so I don't mind either way. All right, thank you.
As always, appreciate the time, Patrick.